Hey peeps, I'm back with more of Rock's the Original Concert Chick story. We left off last time with the top 10 ways to get backstage and on the tour bus that Rock's assembled after carefully observing concert chicks who were getting backstage and talking to security guards and talking to roadies. So she had a pretty good list of 10 ways that she was going to get back there. One of those ways just had to work for her. She was a determined chick. Option number 1 is to actually play an instrument. That would be the best option of all if she could actually do that, because she would be on the stage. She'd be backstage whenever she felt like it. She'd be on that bus because it would be her bus. So how perfect is that? But before I get into her story about that, I just have to get into my whole little outfit I theme dressed for today's episode. I'm still trying to rock my Sunfest ponytail I had, put in there and braided it up today because it was pretty lame after some humidity, but that kind of stuff happens, little rat nest going, but it's like a rock star stuff. Let's even mess it up even more. Who has hair like that? Okay, there we go. Now I've got hair like that. All right, we're not here to talk about the hair. But maybe we're here to talk about these awesome guitar pick earrings that my friend makes. And if I can hook you up with her, so just let me know. And what else do I have? Oh, the shirt. Joe had a bunch of t-shirts in the back seat of his car, and I was eyeballing them, and I saw that they were the Wani Festival that he just got finished putting on a couple of weeks ago. And I thought, they won't miss one shirt. So I just plucked that shirt out of the back seat, and look at this thing. It really rocks, just like the festival does. Wani, 2015. So now, I don't know where those shirts were going or what they're doing, but if they're missing one, now at least they know where to find it and they can have it back. But it won't be that easy to get it back because this is a really comfortable shirt. I like it. I'm claiming it as my own. And, I forgot to do. You know how I'm always putting my readers off and on? Well, I brought my Sunny readers today. These are awesome. They, if you have to wear readers, sunglass readers basically suck. Pardon my French, but they're not great. I don't like the bifocal stuff. These don't have bifocals, so you can wear them at the beach, at the pool, inside your house. If you're doing a video about Rock's the Concert Chick, you can do them that way too. So here they are, pretty fancy, pretty cool. So now I can read, and I can still look like a rock star with these shades and still read the story, all right? Not only, but there's one more part of these sunglasses I have to say, because I'm going to have to mention the P word. Paris. Okay, these are from Paris. I picked these up last year. C Concept. Look at these shades. Very, 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 very nice. Yes, the best. So now this is like a bonus tip, because not only are we going to talk about ways you can get backstage on a tour bus, you're going to pick up little tips on where to get some really cool stuff. So there you go. Another image. Ta-da. Now on to the story. So, of course, we said already, option number 1 appealed to Rock's. Ta-da-da-da-da. So she started taking guitar lessons. All right. Have to tell you a little story about that, too. You know how this goes, little diversion. When I was a kid, my mom wanted me to take guitar lessons, too, and I wasn't interested at all. So she said, well, if you promise to take guitar lessons and at least give it a try, we can stop at Wendy's for a Frosty after. Now, we weren't allowed to have a lot of sweets growing up, so to have that offer, that's that's some significant, that's a big carrot at the end of the stick. But even then, all those Frosties for about a month and a half or so, I haven't got bored with the Frosties, so we stopped guitar lessons. And, the little lesson there is that no matter what your mom says or doesn't say, or, what your relationship is with her, even if you don't have one, if you look back at things that you've heard her say and you thought, oh my God, leave me alone, shut up about that already. I'm sitting here 100 years later thinking, man, I wish I would have taken those guitar lessons, because I would be playing the guitar for you right now. I'd be playing the guitar at the Wani Festival. I'd be playing the guitar at Sunfest. Sometimes moms do really, truly know what's best for you. So there's another little side bonus that you get through this story. So she was liking the guitar lessons, and she didn't even have to be lured by Frosties. But after a while, she started thinking, that plucking was making her nervous, because, a chick and plucking feathers, the whole thing, just the word pluck, pluck, pluck. She just couldn't get it out of her mind where she's plucking strings. So, and she had heard recently about an entire clutch of chicks being taken over by some overzealous businessmen. All the chicks were plucked and made into boas. Poor cousin Zoe. Here we have another family tragedy. Poor Rox. We keep on adding more and more with her family. So poor Zoe. So on behalf of Zoe, I just so happen to have a boa laying around, of course. And so just let's just take a moment of silence for our poor cousin Zoe. Okay, now I gotta hide this because Roxy and Oliver are eyeballing this. They think it's real. Yep. No, kid, you go back. It's okay. Okay, so yeah, they get excited if there's like other animals in the house that they can have as their own pets. Pets want pets too, and especially live ones. So, all right, let's get back here. So then she tried the drums. I also have some of that stuff too. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself. Slow down, Denise. And even though she knew that she marched to the beat of a different drummer, don't we all? At least anyone who's probably watching this does, that's for sure. There was something about drumsticks that made her feel faint. I was pretty clever back then, 2008. Get it? Like chicken, drumsticks. She heard those stories too, and most involved sports bars and hot sauce. Poor Aunt Genevieve, another family tragedy. So look, I just have to show you. I have a drumstick collection. So you're probably thinking, yeah, so you stopped guitar lessons and you went right into playing the drums. No, but there is an awesome workout program called Drums Alive. And so you basically take drumsticks and you beat the, those, the exercise balls. And you just prop them up on a waste can or something that will keep them stable. And you just pound away to that most awesome soundtrack. And I will tell you, it is a fantastic stress management tool. So there is bonus number 3. This is like a Ginzu knife commercial, right? All these extras. Drums Alive. Drums Alive. I gotta tell you. Oh, here. These are actually official Drums Alive drumsticks. So you can see. And once again, remember, I think we have to do the holding in the mirror thing. One day we're going to have this all figured out. In the meantime, we're just going to go with the flow and have fun with it, right? Because you always have the option to turn it off. And I'm just learning as I go along. All right, so now wind instruments are next. Oh my God, I can't even imagine. I haven't read this since 2000. Well, I haven't read this to prepare. So sometimes, most often, I don't know what's coming up next. And I'm having a flashback that this is probably going to be one of those sections that would be better, one of those you just read them on your own, and I never envisioned having to read them on a video. So, wind instruments were out because she had no lips, even though the backstage security guard told her she did not need lips to play the flute. See, I knew it. I just sensed that there was something coming down the pike here. Adding that it was a bonus that she didn't have teeth either. Okay, that's disgusting. Rox had no idea what he was talking about. However, whatever the creepy guy was referring to, she blew off the idea entirely. There had to be an instrument she could handle. The keyboard. That's it, the keyboard. But her little wings weren't long or strong enough to hit the keys the way they needed to be hit. And even though she was told by some attorneys specializing in the Americans with Disabilities Act, there are too many attorneys, really, okay? Come on. Everything has to come down to somebody else. All right, I'm not even going to go there. This isn't that kind of show. This is a sort of kind of 50% family show. But anyway, she was told by this lawyer that she could play with her feet because the band would have to make a reasonable accommodation for her. And she despised using the threat of a lawsuit to get her way, and more importantly, she didn't think it would be very ladylike. I mean, can you imagine playing the piano with your with your feet? Unless you're hanging out on one side over here or one side over here, and you're not doing any, in any stretch, that's not a cool thing. And I will make a bet that there's someone on this planet that can do that and do it beautifully, and that is a talent. But Rox it wasn't going to be for her. So the only thing she could come up with was tying some bells on to her tail feathers and to the tips of her wings, and then shake and flap as part of the percussion team. but there wasn't much demand for that noise, as it was called. Oh, how cute would that be? Can you imagine having this little chick hopping around like little jingle bells? I know I have those somewhere too, but I don't know. I think they're in the Christmas box or something. And thank God we're going to be talking about Christmas soon, I'm sure. Not in this story, but in like Walgreens or Target, there's going to be the Christmas display up. So pick up some jingle bells then. So anyway, the only offers she received were from Alice Cooper and Ozzy Osbourne. She declined after she heard that there was a very real possibility that she'd be headless by the end of the night. She was close to losing her mind trying to figure out how to get backstage and on the bus, but she certainly was not going to lose her head over it. Yikes. It looked like she had to move on to option number 2 and pursue a singing career. So I think this is a really good time to end, because I will have to go exercise my vocal cords for that episode, because I'm going to have to be doing some singing for you, God forbid. So before you tune into the next one, bring earplugs. This is my PSA for you right now. Major public service announcement for next episode. But in the meantime, thank you for this experiment again. We're just having fun. At least I'm having a good time. I hope you're enjoying some parts of this, preferably all of it. So I will see you on the next edition of Denise-Marie TV. Signing off. Oh, wait. Signing off. Now we're really getting fancy here.